Hello everyone, my name is Vidhesh Singh. I'm Vice President in JP Morgan. I'm also founder of Finsapient Institute and Tax for Wealth. I have been Director and Vice President in several other organizations in the past, such as SS&C Technologies, Citibank, State Street. I have worked in Ireland, UK, and India. Altogether, I have 16 years of experience at including various leadership roles. And I have experienced that many times students are not as much prepared as they should be for the interviews. There are some very simple ways one can prepare for their interviews and can secure the position. Since I regularly hear the queries and I know about the anxiety of the freshers about the interviews, I also get the questions on how to do the job hunt, how one should prepare for the interviews. So I thought it's best that I prepare a video and explain you some of the winning tips and strategies based on my experience of handling some couple of hundreds of interviews so far in the banking services. So let's start with three key questions. A, how to do the job search. B, how to prepare for the interviews. And C, how to face or handle the interviews. So when we are doing the job search, we need to value the connections. Reach out to your family, friends, acquaintances to let them know that you're looking for the jobs and opportunities in a particular sector or type of organization. Follow up with them, remind them. Prepare the job resume, which reflects all your strengths. It also should reflect the various type of work that you have undertaken, including voluntary roles, NGO, extracurricular, any project work, or anything that you have done in the past, which reflects your strengths and ability to work in a team or in any organization. You should be able to also relate those learning from the projects or extracurricular activities to the business of the organization, because your next employer is not just interested to know your history or autobiography. They want to know how you can add value. Right. Next thing is understand what you want to do in your career. What is your strong areas? What is your preference? Because if you apply to a job or you get into a job which matches to your passion, enthusiasm, your vision, the dream, where you want to go in next 5 to 10 years in your life, automatically, when you face the interview, you'll be much more energetic, enthusiastic, passionate, and that energy will be contagious. The interviewer, the employer, the next manager, they will feel the energy and the passion if you are really into that role. If you really feel that you should get the job, that is something that you want to do in your career, there will be a different level of energy and passion. So decide what you want to do, which sector you want to go into. If you don't like audit, you like tax or vice versa, or you want to do the trading, do the introspection, think through that, and start targeting those organizations. Find out the contacts, the family, friends, acquaintances who are working in those industries. Also, leverage social network. It is very, very powerful tool. Build your profile in full detail on LinkedIn. Start connecting to the right people, HR, recruitment consultants. There are plenty of them nowadays, and they're all visible on platforms such as LinkedIn. And reach out to them. Have a very strong cover letter, which reflects your strengths and your aspirations, what you can do in the next organization. Also, when you are preparing for a particular kind of role, update your cover letter accordingly so that you can reflect your strengths, your experience, your passion to the next organization. It is very obvious that you do not have the experience yet. However, employers are often looking for the willingness, enthusiasm, your analytical thinking. They want to know whether the person can think outside the box and can find out the solution. Is a person flexible in the approach? You should be able to try new things rather than saying that, okay, if this is how something has worked in the past, it should continue to work. Not really, we know. the world is so much dynamic now. What worked in the past may not work in the future. Hence, you need to be able to understand those dynamics, what employers are looking for, and be ready to respond accordingly. So these are the way how you can prepare for the job search. Also, prior to the interview, go through your resume again, be ready with the possible questions, know your facts and figures, and be ready to answer anything which is written on the resume. You should be able to elaborate what you mean about any particular task and how it helps the organization and the manager. In the interview, you may not be able to answer all the questions, but what makes the difference is, are you willing to push the limits? You should be also prepared to respond to some of the scenario-based questions, such as what is your strength and weaknesses? How do you work in a team? How do you handle conflict with your colleagues? And how do you address your weaknesses? What you have learned the most in the last 5 years, and how it is going to help you in your future career. All these questions are asked even from the freshers. So you need to be prepared to answer. The answer should be very practical, personal, and related to your life and past academic career as well, so that it is authentic. The employer can understand the difference between a ready-made copy-paste answer or an authentic answer. So you need to sit down, think through your life and career, and come up with some authentic answer which you can provide in the interview. Also, be open to provide the solutions. Be open to understand the scenario. If you don't understand the question, ask it. Don't be nervous, because employer understand that you do not have all the answers. You do not have all the experience. They can repeat the question, understand the question, and respond to the best of your abilities. It does not have to be perfect. What we as the employer are looking for, what we as the interviewer are looking for, is a very reasonable answer, a analytical or free thinking. Can you think on your feet? If a problem is there, can you solve it? Even if you have not faced that situation earlier, but you should be able to think through and solve the problems. Because even if you have all the best experience in the past, it may not help in the future. Every time you have to come up with something new, idea, new solution. And this is how the world business is turning now. At the end of the interview, you should get the email IDs of the interviewer, the manager, or HR, send a thank you note, summarize what you have learned or understood about the roles in the organization and how you can add value. That's a very important step to highlight your attention to detail, your willingness and enthusiasm to work in the team and the organization. That will leave a very lasting and influential impact about you as a candidate. So these are some of the very important tips that you can use, and always try to do some mock or dry run interviews before that, so that you know what you're talking about and you can assess your weaknesses. With that, I'm sure you'll be able to sail through most of the interviews. If any question, you can connect with us on Finsapient Institute or call on 9560381799, and we can help you with any such question further. Best of luck. Thanks for joining.